We come in with this Fox News alert about two important rulings from the highest court in our land. The justices on the Supreme Court have sided with the Trump administration, allowing employers to opt out of Obamacare's birth control mandate. The High Court also ruled religious schools are mostly exempt from worker discrimination claims. Shannon Bream reporting live from the U.S. Supreme Court today. Shannon?
Hey, Harris. Okay, so let's break those down. We'll start with one that has become a very familiar story to our viewers. This involves the Little Sisters of the Poor. They have been to the Supreme Court more than once trying to push back against a mandate that would require them to facilitate cost-free access to contraception for their employees. They have long said and argued, we are an order of nuns. What they do is care for elderly poor who are dying, and said, listen, there's nothing about this mandate that lines up with the tenets of our faith, which are the Catholic Church. So they have fought on this back and forth. The Trump administration a couple of years ago tried to remedy this by putting together a new regulation that would carve out an exception for them and like religious organizations. And today, in a 7-2 ruling, the Supreme Court ruled that the Trump administration got those regulations right. It is a win for the Little Sisters. Writing for the majority, Justice Clarence Thomas wrote this. He says, for the past 7 years, they've had to fight for the ability to continue in their noble work without violating their sincerely held religious beliefs. The federal government has arrived at a solution that exempts the Little Sisters from the source of their complicity-based concerns, the administratively imposed contraceptive mandate. Now, the dissent was written by Justice Ginsburg, joined by Justice Sotomayor. They said that the court got it all wrong. This is their worry. Quote, destructive of the Women's Health Amendment, this court leaves women workers to fend for themselves, to seek contraceptive coverage from sources other than their employer's insurer, and absent another available source of funding to pay for contraceptive services out of their own pockets. So a number of organizations coming forward in objection today, ACLU, the Planned Parenthood, and others saying religious freedom is a legitimate underpinning of American freedom. It's part of our Constitution, but they say this has crossed the line into discrimination. And quickly on the other case that you mentioned, a couple of Catholic school employees had sued. There is what's called a ministerial exemption against employment lawsuits, meaning that religious organizations like Catholic schools should have a lot of leeway when it comes to employment decisions regarding people who fit within that exemption if part of their duty is religious duty or religious instruction. The court today found those Catholic teachers fell within that exception. They cannot sue those Catholic schools. And of course, Harris, now we're waiting tomorrow, the final day of the court term. We will get the rulings on whether or not House committees and a prosecutor in New York State can get access to the president's tax returns and financial records. We'll be here 10 a.m. for that.
Yeah, I knew it was the last day. That was going to be my question. You told me. I made a note. Thank you. Good to see you, Shannon Bream.
You do.